Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22. It's career mode, and this is episode number 11. I am back from vacation, but I came back with a cold. Negative for COVID at least, but I'm not feeling so good. It might be a couple shorter episodes over the next few days, but still here, getting some content in. We have our last of the manageable, probably fairly easy to complete objectives today. Top 10, and then we're going to get into those really difficult ones, the mountain ones that we're not built for, or stage win types. We have a Peloton now of just 55 riders, still chasing down the breakaway, but they have just over a minute's gap, and they've already split in half. And this is undulation from beginning to end, hence the field splitting up quite a bit already. You have the French teams at the front leading the way. Mikkels is my first rider who's going to get dropped, but amazingly still hasn't been dropped with just 38k to go. Mikkels with the -5 race day condition, really poor draw. It's a -1 for the team. If you exclude him, it's a -6 for the team. And some of the riders were expecting a positive +1. Nobody's got this for an objective. It's only a 1 star. So we didn't overcommit to this race, but it was definitely a draw of more than -1 per rider. So that part hurts, but at least most of that went into Mikkels. It looks like we're not chasing quite as hard right now. The breakaway has opened up about 15 seconds, and we're seeing an attack. Let's go ahead and just use up Mikkels and what he's got left to try to chase after those four. As you would imagine, these guys are going to sit up and let him go. That also means that we want Pithy to protect Coop now instead, with Mikkels being involved in that chase. Okay, it looks like we're actually still chasing anyway, but we'll let Mikkels be a part of that. Out of energy now and fading from the group. And then recovering, so you can see how the chase is not quite committed, which is allowing that breakaway to open and close and open and close that gap a little bit, which is definitely not good. But with 25k to go, I think we'll set ourselves up to make a run soon enough. 2 minutes and 19. Ooh, it's 19 riders now. More riders have gone off the front. Alright, you know what? We cannot wait any longer. More attacks. Definitely the front group thinking they're going to win this thing. And a lot of the teams have a rider up there, meaning it's up to me to pull this thing back. Lapping a few riders here. Okay, Mikkels got dropped. Actually, momentarily there, I had dropped the entire Peloton, but they don't like the idea of my team getting away, so they pull us back. But it's 19 riders at the front with a minute 35 advantage. So Panamar is going to have to push on a little bit harder here if we're going to pull those guys back. Now they're starting to split up, now that they're feeling that pressure. It's okay if we use up some red bar of our riders, as they will get a chance to recover. And we have separation. This is good for our chances, as I think we're going to just continue to push on. Panamar is going to get to that temporary top line and then keep pushing on. Again, lapping some riders. Gel up for Anderson. Okay, it's back together, but just 32 riders now. Panamar continuing on. He didn't have the red bar to really attack, but gosh, it's still a minute 45. Still a minute 45. I'm not sure how we're going to catch these guys. But it is 12k. It is still 2 times through the climb. Anderson gel kicks in, so he will be taking over here momentarily on the next attack, and we'll really be pushing on at that point. I would imagine that minute 38 it's going to come down pretty quick, and we are coming back some of the riders at least as the front group disintegrates. It looks like we're not going to catch all of them, not with that kind of a gap, but we should catch some. Okay, Panamar, try to grab onto the back if you can. I'd love to see us split the field again, but and we do momentarily. We dropped almost 10 anyway. Okay, Anderson pushing on. It's now 7K. We're into the last 6K. We've got to catch those next couple. We've got to catch those next 5, really. Anderson trying to get on towards the back here. Just 20 riders chasing. Yeah, there's still 11 ahead of us, so we need to be fighting essentially for 7th. Or maybe the win, but gels all around. And it's 3K, so we need to be getting kind of into a sprint mode here. So Pithy. The riders are in a portion above 10%. Pushing on. Pithy opening that gap. Coop as well, sprinting now. We're not going to catch. We're not going to catch him. Champison takes the win, and yeah, look at that. We're dominating the sprint here. But it's for 12th, 13th, squeezing into 11th, meaning we actually miss out on the top 10 entirely. Too many riders going away, nobody wanting to chase it down from the other teams. I commit a rider to that chase, but he was too weak to pull it back, so that gap opened up a little bit. It went from a minute 20 out to 2 minutes, and ultimately I was only able to pull back about 35-40 seconds once I then committed the entire team to that chase. And then we go and dominate the proceedings. We get 11, 14, 15, 17, 18, but only 11th. That one hurts a little bit, but not a big deal, but except for the fact that we have some difficult ones coming that we're not going to succeed at, and so not succeeding here feels a little unnecessary. And we're into the Alpes Maritime race. Top 10 is the objective. It's a major one. It's 3.5 stars or something like that. It's a big time race. But I'm not built for climbing. The top 10 favorites, though, not one of them has an 80 plus mountain rating. But the entire top 10 has between a 75 to 78 mountain rating. My highest rider, naturally, is a 71 on the entire team. Bogley today, the only rider with a positive race day condition, brings it up to a 74 mountain rating, meaning we have the smallest of chances. Now, crazy unlucky on the race day condition draw. I prepared for this race. The expected team net race day condition was a +9. We ended up with a -1 team race day condition, meaning we had a -10 draw for today. No luck. Like, going on vacation and coming back sick as a dog. No luck. Well, anyway, let's see if we can turn no luck into eke out a result. 112 in the Peloton, already 11 off the back, 11 off the front, but down inside a minute as we are about to begin 2 mega climbs. It's going to be hard, but the one good news is there isn't a Jumbo Visma with 3 low to mid 80s climbers that are just going to destroy the field. But you can see we're dropping really fast right now. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, let's start gelling up for Duguerce and Noble, the 2 pure domestiques on the day. Bogley, the main guy, he's up there quite a ways, but we need some support for him. In fact, somebody's supposed to be supporting him. It's Noble, and Noble is way back here. Frigo might need to take over. Coop does need to take over. Coop, go ahead, get up there. And Gel. Panamar Gel. Bogley already fading. Hoggins is doing pretty well, all things considered. Frigo, not so much. I mean, nobody else has a 70 plus today, which is a problem. 95 left in the Peloton. I've had 2 dropped already. Those 2 domestiques. But the other guys are fading here towards the back end. And fading on it, on their energy as well. Frigo Gel. We've got to survive this first climb to have any chance at a top 10. And it's not looking so good at the moment. Coop already fading. Of course, he was on that protection duty there for a bit. Huggins being protected by Panamar, but not doing so well. Frigo, go ahead and protect Bogley. We need to gel up now. We're not going to make it through this first climb, and then we have 0 chance.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group.
Okay, breakaway is done. 79 riders left in contention.
Something might be cooking.
Panamar's gone, and Huggins is about to be gone, and so is Frigo.
There's a few riders jockeying for position at the front.
Bogley just hanging on here, almost to the top of this climb. But he's going to be solo for the final climb if he does make it over the top here. 3 riders have escaped. Not worried about that. Actually would be a good thing if the best climbers went on ahead and went and did their thing, leaving a smaller group here battling it out for 4th place. There you go. Over the top for Bogley. Barely. Barely. Just 36 left. Chasing those 3. One of them out to a pretty heavy lead. Little bit of recovery on for Bogley now. Now the overall on the day, he's hanging in there fairly well, as in he did not have to expend much, so he'll get a lot of that yellow bar back. We just need to make it through this little portion here without committing too much. Just the one rider off the front, 38 chasing. And you know a lot of these guys are going to sacrifice for their team. Now, realistically, I think the more likely outcome that we are aiming for, as bad as we are here, is the not fail completely option. As in, try to get within the top 25. And with just 31 chasing now, we only have to beat 7 riders to make that happen. Quick recovery happening here. And we're just going to have to climb at whatever pace we can kind of manage to climb this final climb and try to beat out a few of these guys. We don't want to blow up and go backwards, desperately hanging on, but not getting much recovery. The descent was pushed pretty hard.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
Wow, look at that. You got a whole Archaea team here. They've got 7-8 riders. Well, 7. It looks like they have 7. It looks like they have more than 7. I mean,
Only 10 kilometers left.
Hanging on a little bit longer as riders do get dropped. And there is 25, so we do need to make our way forward a little bit. To this next group, and then try to hang on to that group, as that gets you into that 25 range.
And he moves on to the attack.
Yeah, you're looking at, what, 7 riders there, plus whatever's at the very, very front. 6K to go. But this group, I think, should get us right about in the top 25. Just barely. Getting a little recovery now. Be nice if we catch those 2.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
2K to go.
A victory that
Scalmos has taken the win. Gregoire.
Wow, he handled his race well.
1K to go. I don't have much energy here. I need to try to beat somebody to the line. 1K. Sprint. Just beat this rider on our right. There's your 21st. Okay, 21st. It is a failure, but it's only a marginal failure. We got the top 25. Honestly, especially with the race day condition draw being so terrible, that was the best we were going to hope for. If Bogley wasn't alone, if he had one rider supporting him, he would have recovered a lot more on that descent, meaning he could have held out a bit better on the climb. But, you know, I think at best, we were just a few spots behind Guillaume Martin. Nairo Quintana was just ahead of that. I mean, we're talking about guys that are upper 70s on that climbing, and yeah, I don't know how you're competing with that. Mont Ventoux Derville Challenge, so another big climbing one, another top 10, another very, very difficult objective for us. Again, we're probably looking more along the lines of not getting the total failure and just getting that top 25, but if we're lucky, we can, hang on and squeeze our way into the top 10. This time, Ivan Sosa for the 77 Mountain is the overwhelming favorite. And then we still have a group of, 9 plus additional riders that have a 74 or 75 Mountain rating. Not easy. Expected race day condition, again, really high amongst the team. Plus 10 is the expected for the team. Not what we ended up with, though. Hagens was expected to have a -2, and then the rest of the team combined was supposed to have a plus 12. Hagens coming into this one with some fatigue for whatever reason. He got a decent draw, but Bogley, who was supposed to have a +2 today, ends up, so our best climber ends up with a -5 individual draw, which has turned him into a domestique. But Panamar, Pivi, both with really good draws. One of them was supposed to have a +3, the other was supposed to have a +2, so it's not like it was mega draws or anything like that. But as a team, it is a negative draw today, but not as bad as last time, with Pivi, with Panamar, with leveling up of a couple of riders over the last couple of weeks. We are looking a little bit better on our chances, especially since there are 2 guys that could go on and support each other. So it's now 86 chasing 9. They're down inside a minute. They are starting to blow up, and we have not even begun the final climb just yet. Up Mont Ventoux, 19K, average is 8%, the max is 12.3. It's a pretty major climb, and with these type of mountain ratings, it's going to blow up the field quite quickly and lead to some really, really huge gaps. So we're going to go ahead and gel up right now for Bogley and Hagens. We're also going to need to increase. We'll say to an 83, our effort of our riders. So just 1 gone, but 2 more that are going to be gone soon. thanks to their negative race day conditions and roles as domestiques on the day. So we will start retooling. Definitely riding for Pithy and Panamar today.
What goes up must come down, but they better make sure they don't fall.
Front 6 now, split up. Small gap. Already coming back at them. Now it's just a front 4. Half a minute. And here is Arkea again. Going out there and dominating the proceedings with a whole bunch of climbers that we just cannot compete with. Okay, Bogley and Huggins, I would imagine, are going back fairly quickly. Bogley is. Huggins is. And that means it's time to reorganize. Frigo is protecting Pithy, so Coop needs to protect Panamar. Frigo looks like he's the first one to fade. 69 mountain rating today for him. You know, the one good thing about this race compared to that last one is that overall better condition of the team, and we're already on the final climb. So protecting it from 4 down to 2, from 2 down to 1, we're going to offer protection much later into this race, and we're already down to a peloton of just 39. Now 37, and I've got, you know, 3 more guys at my disposal, which would then equate to now 32. Frigo gel, Coop gel. Panamar's hanging on nicely. Pithy is not doing so well on that. We're gonna have to push a little bit harder. He's only got a 70 mountain. It's the hills rating that's really good for Pithy. Down to 26, chasing 1. Here comes the attack. Here comes the splitting of the field. Right now, we've got that top 25 looking pretty good. Frigo, gone. Gelling up for the last 2. It's still 11k to go. Vauquelin, who was one of the top contenders in that last race, is gone. Zarasi, there's Coop, gone. And we're looking now at 16 plus 1. So we've got 17 riders left, meaning we've got the top 25. Not quite in the bag yet. But Pithy, Panamar, who's looking a little stronger? Well, Panamar's got the stronger climbing legs, but Pithy has a little bit better on the energy. But let's go ahead and go with the stronger climbing legs. So we'll hang on for Panamar. We're also going to back off a little bit. It's all together. Let those front 4 guys go. Front 5 go. And let's see how well we can contend to squeeze into the top 10 with a group that continues to thin out a little bit more. Now it's just 11. But we are out of energy. Panamar's heart rate a little bit lower because Pithy protecting. And there's 5 splitting off. That's your top 10. We're in the group of 6 trailing behind, meaning we're now competing for 11th place.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
So top 10 out of reach. Makes a lot of sense when our only 2 good climbers end up with a combined -3. Wait, let me rephrase that. Our only 2 bad climbers get a combined -3. And then our really bad climbers end up with the good race day condition and being the hopes for the day. Still 6k to go. It looks like no chance of coming back at those guys. I mean, looking around us, we're looking at 74, 72, 68, 75. You know, all but one of this group are significantly better climbers than what we have. 3.5k to go. We missed that top 10 entirely. We've got one, looks like Arkea rider ahead of us. No, not Arkea, but Berlin. Looks like he's not going to be caught, and looks like these 4 are going to drop us anyway. Can we relay together
The riders are going through a
and
very
come back at it?
percentages above
Any
10%.
chance? No.
A
1K to
low
go.
standstill. It required a lot of energy, and he showed he was
Okay, just
above
push
the
on.
rest today. We're waiting
Adam
for the
DeVos has
top
taken the win.
to be fairly numerous in this difficult
We
race.
do get the top 25 at least. Out of this, Ivan Sosa, the overwhelming favorite, only grabs 5th place. A bit unsure why I'm not seeing orange next to these, as we should have gotten partial failure levels for getting top 25s, but not the top 10s in each of these races. Turns out it was 2.5 and 3 stars. The biggest ones are what's still coming, and that's the difficult part. We have 3 objectives left on the calendar, and after the 2 failures, we still had a 100% evaluation, but now after 3 straight failures, it has dropped. So if we continue to fail, especially if we fail all 3, because all 3 look very, very difficult to achieve. We have 1 weak French rider, and then we have 2 stage win objectives. Not good odds in any of those. Our best chance, though, is that top 10 in the French National Championships. We might be able to get a stage win at the Occitanie. Hopefully. Those are the 2 we're going to have to try to pull for. As for this one, Österreich Rundfahrt, a couple sprint stages, we might. I mean, there's a chance in all of these races to succeed, but not good odds, but a chance. And we'll have to take our chance. If we could succeed, I would say on 1 of the 3, we've got a decent chance of hanging on to a 100% success rate. Also, if we could do something in the national championships to get that bonus, we have a chance. Guam is our best opportunity at a chance at that, but we only have 2 riders. Last we knew there was 5, though I do know that at least one of those 5 retired. So if we have 2v2 or 2v1, especially if we have 2v1 or we have the only 2 riders left, well, then yes, obviously. So we'll have to see what that's like when we get to that. But it is mid-June now. And that sponsor confidence is starting to fade. So not a done deal just yet on getting the increase in sponsorship money come next season. Even though we have plenty to spare right now, this is about the future. Hagens did improve his level now to a 3.5, made him more punchy than before. Good flat rating as well. Decent cobble rating with a 71. A little bit all-around type guy. And Culverwell also improving his level, and you can see that he is purely a puncher with hills, acceleration, and resistance being his top attributes. So with the favorable portion of our schedule now behind us, we are starting to struggle a little bit. We've fallen from 5th to 9th in the continental rankings. And we are at 29th in the Super Prestige. Overall, still a really good place to be for such a small team that really shouldn't be in Continental Pro by any stretch of the imagination. And having just squeezed into it, we should obviously be quite a few spots lower than we are. We should be scoring points, but not at this scale. In fact, I think we've already outscored what we did last season. And with just 1 proper win and 3 total a year ago, being at 5 now is the obvious sign of progress, but still plenty more work to do, and plenty more work to do this season, especially to achieve that success rate that we need to drastically increase the budget. Well, even then it's not drastic, but to increase that budget. I think we're looking at no worse than an increase anyway. That increase would still bring us up by 11,000 from where we're at, but it would be much nicer to get the additional 11,000 on top of that to stay above 85%. Right now, it looks like we're at about 92, 93, and those next 2 objectives could easily see us fall well down into the green if we cannot succeed in one of those. So difficult road ahead of us for the next month and a half. After that, though, regardless, I mean, we should be able to sign some better riders and get even better for next year, cementing our Continental Pro place. But at the moment, anyway, it's mostly about budget. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.